welcome to At Home Today. You know what? I know you're not going to believe it, but this is the first of 2 Christmas cookie programs. Programs where we're going to show you how to make some delicious cookies, easy to do, nice variety to give as gifts, to entertain when you have people drop in, make a nice big pot of coffee. You know, we always do this every year. We do Christmas shows, and we begin them this week, the first week after Thanksgiving, and they go right up to Christmas dinner. Well, this week and next week are the cookie shows, and I got to tell you, we're going to show you how to make them. We're going to give you some ideas on how to present them, and even how to wrap them up and put them in the freezer, which is what our today's at-home hint is about. And here it is right now. Here's today's at-home hint. To keep Christmas cookies frozen without freezer burn, wrap cookies in layers with wax paper between, and then wrap again with foil, or place the cookies in an airtight container.
If you have an at-home hint, a favorite recipe, or just a friendly greeting you'd like to share, we'd like to hear from you. Post it in the comments of this video or visit our Facebook page.
Well, to get things started here in the kitchen, the at-home kitchen, for your holiday baking is one of my best friends, Patti Macy. You know, she comes by every once in a while and gives us some great cookie ideas. Plus, she's also one of my prep chefs, so I'm really happy you're with us now. Patti, you're going to do 4 cookies, and we're going to move along, so pay attention. We're going to offer the recipes, but these are different, and I think you're going to like them. I know one's from your grandmother, right? And the first one is something that I saw, and here we have a whole platter full. These are called peach cookies. Look at that. Is that not the cutest little thing you'd ever want to see? That is so darling. I just love it.
They're Big Andy's favorites, too.
Are they? Mm-hmm. Okay. And they're a little plastic leaf goes on there, and there's 2 cookies put together, and she's going to show us how to make. Okay, let's get started.
Okay. The dough is the easiest part of this recipe.
Okay.
And what you do is you put in a cup of sugar.
And you do this in the mixing bowl, right? Okay.
And then you put in your
oil,
3/4 cup of vegetable oil.
Half cup of milk.
Half cup milk, right?
Okay. 2 eggs.
2 eggs, yep.
I'm reading them off, so make sure we get everything in there.
And then you just mix it up just a little bit.
So you just want to blend that.
Yeah,
okay.
Just a little mix.
Make sure that that's going to town. All right, now about how many cookies does this make?
This makes about 4 dozen. What's on this platter is about what it makes.
So that would be 80 cookies, but it's 4 dozen when you put them together. Okay.
Right.
And you can get these little plastic leaves at any cake or candy supply place. So you just want to look for them. Go in and ask them for peach leaves. And they're about what, $4 or $5 for 100 or something like that maybe?
You know, I don't think they're that much. I think they're only a couple dollars for 50, something like that.
Okay.
And what's in here is 4 cups of flour and some baking powder.
Baking powder, because that's going to give it the lift, right? These are cute little cookies, and they're you can see that when they bake, they don't bake real brown.
No, you want to bake them light.
You want to keep them light. Okay, now how long do you bake this on a grease sheet?
No, I bake all my cookies on parchment paper.
Why?
They bake nicer. They're easier to remove.
That's the truth.
They keep your cookie sheets cleaner. You don't have to stop to wash a sheet all the time. So they're real nice. That's all I ever use.
Okay. Now, what's going on here? Is this almost
just
there?
Mixing, yeah, just about
Isn't
there.
it neat when it comes together? That's a wonderful dough because it just pulls off the side of the pan.
Yes, and it's easy to work with. I guess the oil in there makes it easy to work with.
Sure it does. Okay, now do you let that go for a little while?
No, it's done.
Is that done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we're going to shape them.
Yeah, you just roll them into balls.
Okay, with your hands?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I'm anxious to get started here because I got lots. And about how big? About like that?
A little smaller.
A little smaller.
You don't want them
do
real big.
these puff up when they bake? Oh, they do. Okay.
Like this, because you figure you're going to have 2 of those cookies.
Do you put them that close?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They don't spread out that much.
Okay, so you're going to pan all of these like she's showing you here, and then you're going to bake them in a preheated 350-degree oven for how long?
About 10-15 minutes, I think.
10 to 15 minutes? Okay, about 15 minutes. And you say they're going to be pale in color, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the next step. Assume that these are all baked, and when they're done, they come out looking like these.
Right.
Okay, so you see there's not color on these at all.
No.
In fact, they're very pale. Little brown on the bottom, which is good. Okay, now what do we do with them after they're cool, right?
After they're cool, this is when it gets work.
Okay.
You have to hollow this out. When you hollow it out,
knife?
you have to use a little paring knife.
Okay.
And you just hollow the inside out, and don't worry if you break them. You can always use the...
But you need to do that when they're cool, because if you do it when they're hot, they'll break apart big time, right?
So you just hollow them out like that.
Let me see that. Okay. So you take a little paring knife and just, not clear to the top though,
No.
right? Okay. Now, every one of these you hollow
Yeah,
out?
because that's part of your filling. The cookie
Okay.
crumbs are part of the filling that goes inside.
So you keep the cookie crumbs, and then you add to the cookie crumbs in this a cup of peach preserves,
Right,
half a cup of chopped almonds,
Right.
some cream cheese, cinnamon, some vanilla.
right.
And show them that's what it
And
looks
this
like.
is what it looks like. It's a stiffer filling.
Okay, let's show that to the camera over here. And it's supposed to be stiff like
Yes.
this? Because that's really a paste, isn't it?
Right, and that's
Okay.
what you use to fill the cookies with,
you
and
just
it
mix it
holds
by
them together.
hand?
Yes,
Mix
but
it by-
make sure your cream cheese is soft or it'll never.
Always. Oh, been there,
You'll have
done
a
that.
mess.
Okay, now show us how you put them together.
Okay.
So you just take a little bit of that,
Yeah.
and you spoon it in there. These look like little mushrooms, don't they?
Yeah.
They look like when you fill mushrooms. They do. Oh, you fill both sides.
Fill
Okay.
both sides, and then you just put them together.
Okay, so
Just
you
press
try
them
to
together.
match them up or anything?
just
What
like
about
that.
these pieces hanging out?
That's fine.
That's okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And then what do we do?
And then,
Okay,
once
Patty.
they're put together, you take your peach schnapps or brandy, and you lightly rub it on the cookie.
All over it? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Lightly rub the cookie all over.
So that picks up the flavor, right?
Picks up the flavor, and then you're able to add your sugar, which is your blush. And
No,
then,
wait, what, this is orange sugar?
That's actually red. It's
It's
just
a red,
orange
okay.
under the lights.
And then what are we doing?
And then you roll it in peach jello, and you have to
Peach
use
Jell-O.
gelatin brand jello because of the color of peach.
Because it comes out.
It comes out that color.
And that's
a
our
peach.
peaches.
And
That's
then once
gorgeous.
it sets up and the liquids get in, the peach
It goes-
color comes onto it.
Now, you freeze those?
You can, yeah.
You can freeze them. Okay, let's go on to the next one now.
Okay.
Okay? Tell you what, why don't you talk them through it? I'll get a bag. We'll put that in the
Dough in.
hair.
Because we could
Patti-
use the same mixer.
Patty makes thousands of cookies every holiday season. She does cheesecakes. She does nut rolls. I have been in her kitchen helping her out, and I'll tell you what, I feel like we're an elf in the North Pole. She works day and night. Now you tell me you don't do so much of that anymore.
No, I'm
she used to
getting
go
too
days literally without sleeping to accommodate all that she had to do.
And I have several really good friends who come and help me.
Yeah.
bake, And they
Okay.
actually enjoy it.
Okay, we got a couple minutes here now. Walk us through the next
All right,
one.
the
That's
next
our
one we're doing-
Austrian peaches we just showed you.
These are my favorite.
Yeah,
Growing
these.
up as a little girl, my grandma made them for me all the time, my grandma Fiasco.
Yeah.
And they're little Italian cookies.
She's neat.
They're very light. Yeah, my grandma's a cool
Yeah.
lady.
Okay, let's go through them.
Okay, and this is a real easy recipe to make. There's 4 eggs,
Okay,
go in there, cup of milk.
milk. Kind of almost the same batter, huh?
It's similar, but
Similar.
it's the others. This is a lot more stickier.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
a cup of oil.
All right.
There's anise.
Anise. And
which
that says
I'm
4
not
teaspoons.
a huge fan of anise, but in these cookies, there's.
Oh, you
so
have to
good.
have it,
I
sure.
love it.
Okay. 1.5 cups of sugar.
Right, 1.5 cups of sugar.
Okay. And this is your 5 cups of flour, right?
Okay, not that one. Yeah.
Not this one. This looks like powdered sugar, Pat.
No, it's flour.
Is it? Okay. We think it is. All right.
We hope it is.
Okay, so you mix that first, and then we
Uh-huh.
do the 5.5 cups of flour and baking powder, right? You
and
mix
the
that
baking
together.
powder's in there. That's why. There's
Okay.
baking powder sitting on top.
Oh, okay.
And there's a lot of
I
baking
see it.
powder in it, and that's what makes it so light.
These
These
are
cookies
so.
are they're a big
Look how
cookie, but
cute.
they're so light. And then all
They
you do
are.
is add your flour.
This is really a very, very light, beautifully colorful. I think these are great.
Yeah.
These are just great on a Christmas, because it's a little something different.
Yep.
And I wanted to kind of to present a cross section of some of the different kinds of cookies rather than the same ones we do. And this is an Italian cookie. It's not a biscotti, and it's not a cannoli, but it's a light and delicious cookie.
that's-
Okay, so we mix that up,
Mixing that up.
and then you're going to drop them on parchment paper.
Yeah.
You spoon them out
No, that's why you need the flour.
because you're going to flour
You've
your
gotta
hands.
Roll, and you roll them out just like you do for these ones.
Okay, and when you roll them out, then you about the same size.
Yeah, these really get big.
So they need to be further apart on the sheet too, right?
Right, and
Okay.
these get big with all the powdered baking powder in them. They
Okay.
really get big. And see, it's a sticky.
Oh,
it's almost like a
sticky,
batter.
yeah. So you have to flour your hands to do that.
Right.
Okay. So you just rub it over there. Is it that thin, huh?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Is it hard to get it to set up?
Yeah.
Need a little bit more flour?
Yeah,
in it?
maybe a little bit more flour.
See, and you know
It's a
what?
little thinner, maybe
More?
from the lights.
Well, not only that, if it's the day you're making these, if it's a wet day outside, guess what? Moisture's in the air, and you'll need to adjust your flour. I've had that happen lots of times, haven't you? Mm-hmm. Okay, we putting that on or off?
On.
Okay. Oh, all right, let's do that.
See if you can fix that there.
I think we can.
It's kind of gooey and hard to figure
Yeah,
out.
you just wanted me to get all gooed up,
Yeah,
too.
I did.
And she succeeded. Thank you very much.
I like to share my goo.
I know. Really? I'm telling you. Okay, you know what? She's going to plate these up, get this batter right. We're going to take a break. We come back. We'll show you how to finish them, and we got a whole lot more. Stay with us now. We'll be right back.
Do you love watching At Home with Arlene Williams? Then be sure to check out our new YouTube channel. It's filled with classic episodes from over 20 years of At Home, and more videos are added each day. And don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, if you've just joined us, you've missed two wonderful cookies that Patti Macy, my special guest today, is sharing for your pleasure for the holidays. Now, we'll show you here how she added a little bit more flour. We just want to show you what they look like when you, this is what they're supposed to look like. See, they keep their shape. So we added more flour because they were a little bit wet. And now we're going to show you after they bake for how long?
About 10 minutes.
About 10 to 15 minutes.
Right.
And again, these should not be brown on the top, right?
Yeah, they're very light.
They are very light.
And
okay.
then the icing you use is just a simple powdered sugar,
a little bit of milk.
little bit of milk, little vanilla. It's like a glaze.
So there's not really any butter in there to make it a frosting. It's just a glaze.
It's just this thin
Okay.
glaze. And all you do is ice them up.
Okay. And you want to get these little multicolored sprinkles, yeah.
And just put a little sprinkle on top.
And you just like that. Isn't that gorgeous?
And these are very
that big-
easy to make.
Absolutely.
And it's something the kids will enjoy helping too, putting the sprinkles on and icing.
Absolutely. And you know what? You have to make the holidays something that your kids are going to enjoy too, because you want to create memories with them. It's really important. You know, we have our memories. I get letters all the time. My grandma used to make that, and I used to help her, and my Aunt Minnie made it. Well, you know what? When you've got kids, you need to give them some memories. They need to know how to do it too. So let the kids get involved in this. I bet your girls did, huh?
Yeah, they do. My
And
son
probably Andrew, too,
Oh, my
yeah.
son loves to cook.
It's nice to have Brittany and the little pumpkin over there sitting.
Yes,
They
it
come to
is.
help you today.
Yes, they did. They always
Yeah.
help me.
All right, so that's our Italian cookie. Let's get started with the next one.
Okay, thumbprints.
Okay.
Which are actually I love thumbprints.
Thumbprints, I do too. Okay, I'll get this out of the way. And what do we need to start?
Okay.
Here's
we
our
need the bowl.
Yeah, we need the bowl.
And then we need
Some butter.
yeah, butter.
Margarine here.
Yeah.
There we go. Some eggs.
Yeah, in this recipe it doesn't matter as much if you use butter or margarine. As long as you use a decent margarine.
Right.
If you use the
But
real
you-
cheap stuff, it might not hold up
Well,
as well.
you know what, you got to watch what the moisture content in the margarine is. That's why people are having trouble with their cookies.
Right.
Because they made it 60% liquid. Well, try to make a cookie with that. Your cookies are going all over the cookie
Flopping.
sheet and you're wondering why.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, in this you just use the egg yolks, not the whites, and you reserve the whites for to dip them in.
Oh, okay. And what she's talking about, dip them in, is this platter right here.
Right.
Isn't this awesome?
And you could roll them in nuts or sprinkles.
So she rolled them in ground nuts, or you can roll them in sprinkles in case some people can't eat nuts. It's nice to keep that in mind too. Some people can't do nuts. So that's a well thought out person that does that for their company when you think about every aspect of it.
And I like the sprinkle ones every now and then. I
Yeah,
think the kids
I do
like
too.
them too.
Well, I think kids would pick that up rather than nuts. I really do.
And they're pretty. They're real festive looking.
Absolutely.
They really brighten up a cookie tray.
It does, very nicely. Now,
All you do is mix this up.
okay,
It doesn't
it's a
take long.
drier dough, huh?
Yeah, and I mix all my cookie doughs in a mixer anymore. It does such a nice job. It incorporates things so much better than my hands.
Yeah, and you know what? When you're making them, lots of them, like she does for her business, her hands would be like either the size of this, or she'd have carpal tunnel so bad she'd be walking around like this.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that this is an investment in this kind of a tool.
Yes,
and
it
and I'll
is.
tell you, if you're going to do any major baking, you want to have that.
Right. And all
Okay.
you do is roll these in balls. Now, when I do them, this makes 3 dozen.
Makes 3 dozen. Okay.
So when I do them, I make all 3 dozen balls because sometimes you get too many, too little.
Right.
So you can always pinch them off.
Okay, but now when
And
does
do
this
'em.
come into play?
So, well, usually I roll out the whole pan. But
Okay.
For today, we're not.
Okay.
And all you do
Need
is
a fork? No.
No. All you do is dip it in egg white, roll them in nuts.
Okay.
Okay.
And put them.
Put them on your thing, and then put your thumb in them.
And that's all.
And that's all you do.
And
then
that's a
bake 'em.
350 too. Huh?
Yes.
Now, do you put two pans of cookies in the oven at the same time?
No.
I always just do one. So do
Yeah.
I, because I
Always
think they
do.
don't bake evenly.
They don't. They'll burn on the bottom.
Yeah.
Sometimes-
too close to the heat. I think.
Sometimes if it looks like the top ones are getting done, I'll
I
put some
know.
in the bottom just to get them
Get
started,
started,
and
yeah.
get 'em going.
Okay, so would you do the sprinkles now before you? Would you do them in the egg
Yeah,
white
we'll
and
do
then
the egg
sprinkles?
white and the
Same
sprinkles,
thing.
same exact way.
Okay, and you're also going to fill these with what kind of an icing?
I use an icing that has butter, shortening, and the powdered sugar,
Okay.
milk, that kind of.
Could you buy a can of icing and
I don't see why you
the
couldn't.
vanilla one and just
As long as it's
color
something
it?
that stiffens up a little bit, or you could use jelly
Yeah.
or preserves or something like that
Absolutely.
in them also. And chocolate icing's good in them too.
Good. Let's try the last one. We're in a hurry because we're cooking like crazy here today to show you all these. Because I hope that this is going to jog your thinking cap to say, man, I got to make some of these, not just for your entertaining, but to give as a gift. How about somebody that doesn't cook very often or doesn't bake too well and says, man, I haven't had, there's a lady at our church, I take her cookies every year because she doesn't bake anymore and she waits for them.
There's
A big
yeah.
can of them.
I have
Why
a
not?
lady friend who we bought our house from.
Same
who
thing,
I take
huh?
her box of cookies.
Okay, now this one we're going to use the hand
Mixer.
mixer, and these are called
They're
Oreo balls.
Yes.
Now,
all it is Oreo. This is a whole package with
do
3.
you believe that that's with the white
Right.
cream and everything?
Yes.
It comes out like that.
Yes.
In a food
Food
processor.
processor.
Could
Grind
you do
them
it in a
up.
blender? You think?
I don't know. I've never tried
Try
it.
it, okay.
And then a softened cream cheese, and all you
8
do is
ounce.
mix them up.
Okay, we should have had a bigger bowl, but that's.
That's all right.
Oh, let me hold the bowl while you do it. All
I'm
right,
so
now-
used to using that big mixer.
I know. It's hard,
But
isn't
this-
it, to go back to the
yeah.
little one?
This looks like chocolate goo when you're done.
Okay, but now, what are we doing with these? We're making these into a ball.
You make them into balls,
And then what do you do?
and then you refrigerate it or freeze it. I like to freeze it because it sets up the chocolate better when you go to dip them.
Okay. And?
And then all you do is dip them in melted chocolate. You could either buy the chocolate disc at a cake and candy store, or I guess you can melt down chocolate
Chocolate
chips
bars,
or
yeah.
chocolate bars or whatever you use.
Okay.
But this is actually my son's
Favorite.
Oh
Is it?
yeah, he saw me making them today and kept trying to steal them.
Oh, gee. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
this should be good.
Yeah. Okay, roll them
And
out.
all you do, it's like chocolate goo.
Okay.
And all you do is roll them up. You
Roll
don't
ball.
have to bake them.
No baking. No baking. All
All you
right.
do is, and it's so easy. Really,
Okay.
3 ingredients.
Do you stick it in the freezer or just the fridge?
You could do either or. I prefer the freezer because I do everything quick. It gives them a
Right.
quick freeze.
Okay.
You're ready to use them.
And
And
we're
then
done.
the chocolate sets up right away.
Okay, we're coming right back and we're going to be at the table when we come back and we're going to show you all the cookies we've done today. And here's the way you can get today's recipes, in fact, the whole month's recipes. We'll be right back.
Just go to ctvn.org/at-home to get all the recipes from today's show for free. That's right, no subscriptions. They're available online at no cost, and more are being added each day. So join us at ctvn.org/at-home to get today's recipes now.
Well, here we are in the dining room with Patti, my special guest, and her kids. This is lovely little Jenna, and over there's Brittany, and Andrew is not here, and of course their dad, Andy. He's not here either, but we're just sitting here oohing and on at all these wonderful cookies. Let's take a trip around the table. Let's talk about what we've done today. First, there are the peaches. Aren't they gorgeous? I tell you what, those in a little box with a doily in it would be a wonderful gift for somebody. Next to it's her grandma's Italian cookie. Thank you, Grandma Fiasco. We appreciate that. Next to that are the thumbprints with either the sprinkles or the ground nuts. And here are the Oreo bars. Oh boy. Everybody's got an eye on one of those because they are really moist. You have to keep those refrigerated? Probably
It's like
with
a
the cream
candy.
cheese?
Maybe.
Maybe with the cream cheese you should. Well, I thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
I know that these cookies all will freeze very nicely,
Yes,
won't
they
they?
will. Yes,
Okay?
they will.
And just like our hint said, be sure you put wax paper between the layers, and you want an airtight box or container because air is the enemy. Okay? So we've given you some ideas. Now next week, you're not going to want to miss it because again, a good friend of mine's coming and she's going to show us how to do more Christmas cookies. Thanks for being here,
Thank you for
family.
having us.
Nice to see you. We love you all, and we love you. Be sure to join us next time. It wouldn't be the same without you. We'll see you then.
Furnishings provided by Levin Furniture, featuring Lane's Country Living Collection. Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Trevosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.